Live once again, and I'm not going to be bloviating as much as I always do, but it comes to my attention, as always it does, on getting a point across. And getting a point across when it comes to constitutional protected rights. Our rights are endowed to us by our Creator. We created government to protect those unalienable rights. Anything outside the Constitution, quite clearly, is unconstitutional. These judges that you're seeing currently in the mainstream media being arrested probably should have been arrested quite some time ago, and a lot more. I believe that the statements that I've made before stating that if a county wants to protect its unalienable rights, needs to elect a county sheriff to hold any public servant accountable to their oath of office. That oath of office is a solemn oath, and to be a public servant is an honor. Why do we call a judge your honor? Because they're supposed to honor their oath to protect we the people from intrusive government as well. Now, when you're in a courtroom, the judge is supposed to act as the referee. I cannot ask the prosecutor a question. I have to ask the question to the judge. Judge, will you ask the prosecutor if he has a license to practice law? Just an example. And therefore, the prosecutor must answer to the judge, not to me. See, the judge is the referee. Now it's the duty of the prosecutor to answer that question. Well, I have a bar association card. Oh, yeah, I'm a member of the bar. That is not a license, ladies and gentlemen, and we can prove it all day long. People saw me get arrested for not having a bar license. Well, it's not a license. It's not controlled by the state. It's let's just say, you go back to what I said when I was arrested out of court on the Marlena case. I said Sims versus Ahern. That case clearly states that there's no such thing as a license to practice law. Now, let's get into where we're at today. The prosecution must answer that it has a valid claim against you, that you've done harm or damage to a fellow man or woman. Let's just use the word man because that's where we're at, mankind. I'm not a human. We've gone through that in the past. I'm a man, and I'm a member of mankind. Okay? Let's just use mankind. So, where is it that I have trespassed on the rights of my fellow man? Is there a valid claim? Now, the duty of the prosecutor is to bring forth that claim, showing that I've done harm or injury under the common law, under an Article 3 court. It is their duty to bring forth evidence that I have trespassed on another. If they cannot do so, what they have done is trespassed on my unalienable rights. And therefore, a cross claim is valid because they cannot prove a claim, because they do not have a sworn affidavit from a complaining party to even move the case forward. Keep this in mind. Without a valid claim, anything that they've said, I can throw out for the simple fact that A, when a prosecutor, keep this in mind, when a prosecutor starts making statements into the record without firsthand knowledge, he's testifying. Automatically say objection. He's testifying into the record on facts that he does not have firsthand knowledge of. And unless he's willing to be sworn in under oath that his testimony is firsthand knowledge and that he has a valid claim, anything he says shall be impeached. Now, it's simple, ladies and gentlemen. Our courthouses were meant to settle controversies. In an Article 3 court, there must be a valid controversy. That's not what we have here today. That's why I applaud Mike Davis. I think he's well aware of my position of the Article 3 project. And I know exactly why he says lawyer. I'm going to remind him he's not a lawyer. He's an attorney with the Bar Association. Don't worry about being disbarred. Worry about defending those that have asked you to be their assistants of counsel, not their attorney, their assistants of counsel, which is protected under the Sixth Amendment. Keep that in mind. Under the Sixth Amendment, you have the right to assistance of counsel and a speedy trial. Better shut off my fan while I'm trying to light a cigarette. As assistants of counsel, I'm there to assist. I'm not there to run the case. I'm there to assist. And any judge that denies assistance of counsel is, A, in violation of your oath of office, and that's an act of treason. The Constitution was set there to protect the people from intrusive government. So the next time somebody says, well, he's not a licensed attorney, there's no such thing to begin with. Look up Sins versus Ahern and many other cases that will support it as well. I just had to come on because I just came out of a courthouse a minute ago. It was just amazes me the ignorance of these bar attorneys and these associate judges that are unclear with the Constitution and unclear that to violate the rights of the people and their oath of office is an act of treason. And now that we have all these judges right now going after executive power of Donald Trump, the president, defying what is lawful, legal, two different words, what is lawful and his duty to get these illegal, unlawful people out of our nation and send them back where they came from because they didn't do the process correctly. Nothing unlawful about what Donald Trump has done. Nothing. What these judges are doing is totally unlawful. And we, the people, need to start holding these judges accountable to their oath of office. As you've heard me say many times over, is the oath of office is a linchpin for which we use to hang each and every one of them by as an act of treason. And that's why I've said many times over, get a bunch of carpenters together on public land and start building gallows in every county across the United States. Because A, every judge that acts in treason to their oath of office, that's a hanging offense. It's a hanging offense. It's an act of treason. We'll give them due process of law, which they deny the majority of we the people. So, mark my words. We start making government afraid of we the people, we'll get freedom back. As long as we remain afraid of government, we're always going to have tyranny. And with that being said, I'm going to sign off. God bless each and every one of you, and stay tuned. I'll be bloviating more later.